Top 10 Gravedigger horror stories that will make you shove the long negotiator up your ass. Number 1. The Geist. This story was sent in by a user on Reddit that goes by the name Royal Nation Lancer 67. After sending in the story, he never posted on Reddit ever again. His whereabouts are unknown to this day. This is his story. It all started years ago. I joined a game playing Lancer. I got over 12 kills with 26 deaths, so a very good game as Lancer thus far. I was running Devil Dog Lancer, of course, and as a new match started, it was attack/defense. And I was on the Royal Nation. Defense, of course. Considering the drip was immaculate, it was worth it, so I held on through. But then I had noticed the enemy team had only one guy, and his name, dear God, his name. I couldn't really remember, but he was playing Geists. And as the game went on, slowly but surely my teammates had started to die, one by one, and every time they died, for some reason they couldn't respawn. And eventually it was just me. Thinking this was a bug, I pushed on, even though their names all became scary words that formed one scary sentence. I simply thought this was a scary, coordinated prank or event I was included on. Continuing on, I saw the Geist's footsteps, so I followed them, and it led me down a tunnel, a long tunnel, a tunnel that wouldn't end. At the end of this tunnel, I found a cross. Thinking about the Golden Empire filled me with rage because I'm a patriotic Royal Nation Lancer. I had never played on Golden Empire. In fact, I leave every time I'm on the Golden Empire, so I only saw red upon seeing the cross, out of anger. But before my vision fully became red, I saw my team respawn. But after, I woke up covered in blood, bodies everywhere. I saw it. I was on a pile of my dead teammates. I'd mistaken them. They were all playing Geist. They had enraged me because I thought they were Golden Empire. Thinking about the Golden Empire filled me with even further rage, so I had slaughtered them all as a result. Feeling immense guilt, I tried praying. But then, I heard behind me a deep, hearty laugh, and a heartbeat, since I had previously thrown axe into the Golden Empire Geist's head. He told me,
"You are playing for all that you have done? You are bad man. You do not deserve saving. You are criminal. You have killed countless hypocrites. You've killed countless soldiers. So many people you've killed. You've even gilded Lance. How the fuck did you even do that? There is no skin for Lance."
And before I could turn around, he backstabbed me from the front since I had bad Wi-Fi. I'd suddenly felt a sharp pain in my back in real life, and that's when I turned around and saw the Geist with bleeding eyes, and then I passed out. 6 months later, I woke up blindfolded and felt the doctors in the hospital doing work on me. And then, as I reached to take off the blindfold, the lights blinded me for a second, and my eyes adjusted to the light. I noticed the horrible drip, the ugly faces, the judgment rifles on the back, the Van Knights standing in the lobby. I had noticed I was in a Golden Empire base. And then, as I focused on the doctors more, they were all Geists. So thinking this was a bug, I turned back to my PC and started capturing the points since nobody was defending. And as Last Stand started, I had noticed my entire team defected to the other side and was playing bulwarks, and they were standing on top of the wall, and they all also somehow had Vanguard shields in front of them despite no one running Vanguard. Running past them, I used my helmet to deflect the bullets back since I was playing Devil Dog Lancer. I ran and bombed their gate with the grenades. Rushing through the base, I ran into the train, and then I noticed something in my peripheral vision. I was in the train in real life, and the train was going to the Queen with her Geist army, with all their hyper-realistic bleeding eyes, hyper-realistic cloaks, hyper-realistic guns, hyper-realistic armor, and hyper-realistic bleeding crosses. This filled me with rage, so I hit the train and derailed it. falling on my ass and being stunned. That's when I had noticed something. A Hippocrat vanguard was running at me, knife drawn, and then he backstabbed me from the front once again. That's when I had turned around, seeing the Geist that had backstabbed me prior. And there was he. The Hippocrat vanguard, with hyper-realistic blood from the many, many times I had stabbed him in my previous games. He told me,
Oh, I finally got you.
before I pulled my actual lance IRL I had constructed specifically for this occasion, and I stabbed him, instantly knocking him on his ass and killing him with a second swing. And then after killing him, I stood up to grab a drink, ignoring the Geist. There was also a Jaeger in my living room building a hyper-realistic bike, and as I reached the kitchen I finally got to my fridge. Opening it up, there were 700 liters of pure painkillers, which I drank occasionally as a light snack while I watched my Jaeger son build his first hyper-unrealistic bike, separate from the one in my living room, of course. Taking a sip, I was immediately reinvigorated. My wounds were immediately sealed, and I let out a hearty laugh as I saw the pox disappear from my bloodstream. And I was so invigorated that I started running around my house, nearly hitting the 7 other Jaegers hiding in the darkness as I ran into my front door, realizing there was a Geist behind the door. Started wall banging me. Thankfully, he only hit my head and my leg once, since Geists can't fucking aim, and because wall banging is super inconsistent. Thankfully, my wounds healed due to the painkiller. Turning around with my knife to start abusing my emotional abuse vanguard, I felt better instantly. That's when I hopped back on the game and I finally opened the loadout menu that I had been neglecting to open for the last 6 months once I picked up Devil Dog Lancer. That's when I noticed it. What shook me to my core. What really put the fright into my very being. I was playing on Japanese servers! But then I remembered something. The enemy team had a stormtrooper doing fuck all outside of their base, and I really, really wanted to throw 2 negotiators into his face, so I swapped to rook! Picked double negotiator, before getting disgusted at the mere idea of not actually playing Lancer. So I broke the entire game's code and swapped to double negotiator Lancer, and felt enlightened. I then received a Discord call from my close associate, who had double my hours, but not even a fraction of the kills I had on Lancer. He told me,
"You can't just fucking equip double negotiator on Lancer. Stop that, I'm gonna report you."
their name really shook me to the bone. I had forgotten their name once again since I was so high, but I remember it was quite scary. But then, I emailed into their mailbox a hatchet as a threat. They very quickly stopped calling, since they were scared of the 199 damage, as I heard their heartbeat through the call, giving me a 20% speed boost, since I was still running Devil Dog. The end.
I love singular points. They're so fun, man, and they're so fun.
So #fun, #hungry. Oh!